everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. So, Monday, June 29th, 2026 was quite the eventful day. We got a full moon, which means, of course, Meghan and Harry started having to act up with their PR, blowing up with stories about him wanting his security and oh, Meghan was going to come, but now we don't think she's going to come anymore, and blah blah blah. So they're blowing that up everywhere. And then it was the Cern. This was one that some people were showing concern about because the Cern announced that earlier that they were last month, I believe, that they were going to close their one of their colliders here, the Large Hadron Collider, and they just happened to schedule it for full moon. Sure, just a coincidence. Even when you think about the satanic ceremony they did with this CERN, yeah, I'm sure the people who organized this satanic opening ceremony, including a goat satanic looking Baphomet figure being worshipped and everything else, I'm sure they didn't even it didn't even cross their minds that it was a full moon. It's not like the Satanists have any ceremony or magic they do on full moons or rituals, like Meghan likes to call her products the ritual this or that. Oh yeah, but they do. So kind of suspicious. People are concerned a bit because they said the last time CERN shut down, a meteor hit in Russia somewhere, and then before that, in 2008, there was the stock market collapsed. So apparently, tragedies happen after the CERN closes for, um, what are they for? What is the excuse they're giving for an upgrade? They're saying it's being upgraded. Yeah, they're taking it offline for a little while. So there's that. So I want to look at that. And then the other thing I was going to look at that happened today or around today, anyways, just before the full moon and after. So just before the full moon, Megalodon gets on the Instagram, loving witch wife, gets on the Instagram as she usually does and says, oh, I got a new product, a new honey called lavender honey. And she uses a scratchy, dirty plate to put it on her Instagram and a scratched up spoon here, it looks like, with this, whatever the syrupy stuff this is that she's pushing for $100 a bottle or something. Well, anyways, she teased about it, and then before the full moon went full, then after that, she announced that it's a new honey she's putting out. So, that on top of the explosion of puff pieces regarding Harry's security, and Meghan desperately wants people asking, will she go or will she not go? She's desperately trying to push that, wanting people to wonder about that. Like anyone cares. No one really cares. Um, so yeah, and certainly people care even less about her, pathetic looking Instagram page. I mean, it's just, yeah, it's not of interest to anyone. So, anyways, I just wanted to look at those two things and see, well, what are they up to with this full moon? Because we know that they use the full moon for their witch work and sorcery and Satanism. And of course, Meghan and CERN are on the same page with that. So let's just take a look at this full moon and what this is all about. Yeah, it's not one thing, it's another with these Satanists, always up to something. You have to have eyeballs in the back of your head. And also, I think Trump released that there was a new gift to the White House, a big gold eagle statue put in front of the White House. That was another big announcement today. Let's look at the CERN. A tunnel. They had a huge satanic ceremony for a tunnel so they can study black matter. Black matter, Okay. Black goo is a common theme for the Satanists. They use that a lot in movies. Apparently, it's the physical manifestation of evil or whatnot. So, demons crossing over. So, let's see here. CERN. Why is the CERN shutting down, really? What's this about? What's the situation here? What do we not know about? What do we know about? So what's known and unknown? As you know, I don't think they're in control of anything. I think that they're just playing around with stuff, just like when they do their magic and they don't really know what's going to happen. So, what are they trying to do? And what effects is this having? What they're doing and shutting it down that they don't know about? So, known and unknown as far as the influences of the Cern and shutting it down right now again to shut the whole thing down permanently as far as I really don't see any reason for it whatsoever, any real reason. But let's see what's going on with the Cern shutting down. Okay, what's the situation here in general? Oh, Six of Cups. Interesting. So you've got two sides here sharing something intimately, history together here. So I'm getting, this I see as the Satanists versus the dark side that they're working with. That's CERN. And the entities, you hear stories of them bringing entities over and then they can't control it. So they shut it down. And I do get this idea of, oh, honey, I'm home, somebody coming for a visit here, somebody coming in and they want to share Earth with you, right? This or share this, whatever you call it, our reality. So do they, what effects of this happening that they know of or aware of? Oh my goodness. Justice reversed or injustice. So they're up to no good, as would be expected. There's some criminal activities and doing something evil here, unjust, whatever the effects are, and they expect it. They're like, okay, we're gonna be pulling our latest crimes against humanity. So I do get that. But it's criminal what they're doing and what they're going, the effects they intend to have with it. What effects is it having that they're unaware of? It's a major arcana. So this is like a major effect. This could be worldwide. It could be in something big here. What's it effects to having that they're unaware of? Four of Pentacles. So somebody very greedy here, and interesting with the Four of Pentacles in this deck. You've got a full moon in the background as well. The man, the greedy man, the grasping man here. So they're being influenced, or this whole shutdown's being influenced by some greedy, grifting globalists, GGGs like Harry and Meghan. So they want to benefit from their criminal activity, and their greed is really the root of everything they do, right? So they want to control everything. This is like also controlling everything, owning everything, all the resources, right? They want to sell water next, right? They want to own everything. They want to claim everything is theirs. So this is what's behind this shutdown and this activities that they're going to be doing, very bad criminal things they're involved in what they're doing here with this whole shutdown. And what distant or distant influence are they aware of with this? Oh, that Nine of Swords reversed. So they know, yeah, this is just the terror. This is like night terrors. This is like spiritual attacks. I see this often as because people experience that. What again? A nighttime card with the moon in the sky. maybe new moon. Maybe they expect something to happen by the next new moon. Um, but this is one of terrorizing psychologically and otherwise people reversed. They know that shutting it down, they know that people know how evil. They know that we know that that they're evil and that their shutdowns always precipitate something very evil. And that's why they made sure to make an announcement about it, but they make an announcement about it and then do it on a full moon, which is still sus because it's planned and it's planned evil. So what distant effect is this going to have that they're unaware of? Oh, the sun, power. A lot of power here. Also, this could be exposure. This kind of looks like you would think of with a cauldron, right? It was these little particles just roaming around there, flinging around, that they're messing around with the whole universe here and different dimensions and major arcana out of their control. So I heard rumors that they, you hear all kinds of rumors out of that stories of from regarding Cern. You cannot be sure what's true or not. But one of them was that they had gotten something that entered from another dimension. That's the word I was trying to think of. Dimension that's out of their control, so they had to shut it down. And I mean, that might be this is a very powerful major arcana here. So I kind of get the vibe that yeah, that could have happened. This is a positive card for a regular reading, but here we're talking about a very evil organization and they're messing around with different dimensions, demonic entities or aliens or whatever the hell they are. Probably demonic entities. So they're trying to keep control of it. They're trying to keep control of what comes and goes into our dimension. But yeah, the genie's out of the bottle. Genie's out of the bottle. They're here. Yeah, the poltergeists, right? Yeah, they're here already. Yeah, they're hanging out. They're already at your vacation spots, hanging out with the kids. And yeah, yeah, this is going to be really bad for everyone. So we're going to be seeing things like as if they're not bad enough already. Oh, they're going to get worse. And this cauldron thing is making it worse. Yeah. And you can kind of see in this card is like lasers coming out here out of sun. There's like a sun down here. Yeah. So the sun over here entered in that they're unaware of because they don't know what they're letting in, right? Because you're talking particles. So if this story is accurate, whatever the case may be, they've done something that they're trying to keep control of, but it's too late. They've already like made the damage is done. And yeah, I think that this is going to cause a lot of pain and suffering and yeah, horror here. It's like a horror card. I mean, Nine of Swords. So, damn, it's just, yeah, it's bad. It's bad. So, bad to worse here. I think that it's out of their control. We have two major arcanas here that tells me, I mean, not completely out of their control. They can keep it shut down. And that might be why it's a bad ending. Maybe they cannot turn it on again because it'll just bring more in. But they did bring something in. I think they brought something in. They brought some entities in. Yeah. Some new life here. And it's not good for humanity, that's for sure. So, yep. That's what I'm getting here. Bad news. And yeah. We'll see. They're keeping it quiet with the cups. They are definitely up to no good with this shutdown. That's all I gotta say. No surprise there. The globalists are never up to any good. I swear they just sit around thinking how can they be more evil today than they were yesterday is all they do. So speaking of that witch, Megalodon propped up to her and Hairball to try to distract and doing the usual. He wants his apparently Harry wants his IPP security so that he doesn't pay for his crimes in the United States or his treasonous activities here. And Megalodon's dropping another made in China syrup. It's unbelievable what they try to pass for food here. I heard that players, uh, like in the, the soccer game are not eating American food. They're shipping in their food from home. And I don't blame them. Some of the food here is just horrible. You have to be so careful. Everything they sell in the grocery stores that's packaged, it cannot be trusted. So, yeah. So Megalodon and her syrup that cannot be called honey because it's not actually honey. It'll be called a spread. A spread. Should really be her real title. That's her claim to fame. That's how she got to the top. Got to the I need a spread. Story of her life in one word. Uh yeah. So what's Megalodon up to with this full moon? Because we all know she's not just pushing a different colored spread. She's doing something on a witch work there. She's always up to something. That one. So what witchery is the witch? Matsudo witch up to? She should sell like witch items, like do spell work and stuff, So that would probably sell. People would buy that stuff. You can tell she's powerful with the sorcery from where she started to where she is. So, anyways, that I'm sure people would probably actually purchase, and she'd probably be good at it too. Actually, when I think of it, sell potions. She should be selling her potions. How to marry a prince potion. Anyways, what's Megalodon doing with this new spread on a full moon? What's the deal? What's her angle here with this one? Is she communicating something? Is she putting spell work out? I heard you can release demons and whatnot through what you post with videos and pictures. You can actually somehow put it in there. They have sigils, they put the symbols they use, they can be charged and, trying to have an effect. So, anything that she's doing here could have she could have charged it, she could have, so when people look at it, it charges it more and gives her some kind of power or something. Let's see what's she doing with this latest full moon post of new spread that she's selling. What's she up to with this? On a spiritual level, sorcery level. Let's see what the cards say. General situation. Oh, Wheel of Fortune. Look at that. And it's round like the tub of spread that she puts out there. There's spoon in it. So major arcana. So major spell work here that she's doing, but also trying to improve her luck for sure with the Wheel of Fortune and putting out a very powerful spell. I would say a powerful new moon, which is also very around there. So I'm not seeing her trying to destroy anyone or anything. So that's good. That's good. Just looks like she's looking for major luck here. So what influence is on that she's unaware of that this will have? Oh, Queen of Swords reversed. So yeah, so I'm getting wow. There's a lot of pissed off women around her. Maybe they're Sussex squatters complaining. I saw a couple of Sussex squatters not accepting the idea of Meghan returning to the racist royal family. That is such a betrayal to some of them. They may not forgive her. So it's part of the reason probably she's trying to get this good luck spell. She's unaware of this, though. I don't think she's really conscious of it. It could also be her just being very angry here, angrier than she realizes, or in her mind, just angrier and bitter, and nastier than even she tries to pretend. What is she trying to do with this knowingly? Oh, look at that Queen of Wands upright, knowingly. So this is definitely her card. So she's trying to boost herself again, trying to boost her image, her looks, trying to use this to give her good luck in improving. She's going because, of course, whether she's going or not to the UK, she's going to be having her pictures taken, having pap walks and parking lots, hiking trails with Marcus Anderson and whatnot, or going to a restaurant or something. So she's trying to get a boost here. She's trying to get a boost to look good and to come across well. So yeah, that's definitely her main closest concern with this. And what distant she unaware of distant influence? Oh, Eight of Swords. Yeah, she's stuck. Yeah. So I get that, you can also see this as like binding, being stuck, binded, to get out of this cycle she's in. And this group that she's surrounded by, this could be the swords around her. It could be her own Sussex squad surrounding her. I think she's having a hard time with them. I don't, like I said, they're kind of not thrilled with this whole idea. And in the distant from her, she knows about putting out the puff pieces here and traveling. This is, of course, putting things out, and whether it's new spreads or puff pieces, or just also moving around, traveling, going to the Invictus thing, trip coming up, looking to have things be overwhelming. She does want to overwhelm with her PR nonsense while she's there, if she actually goes. So this is a good luck spell for her, but it does look like it's too much. There's a lot of negativity. I got swords over here and then wands over here, which is interesting. So her spell is definitely not about relationships or her food. No cups. And believe it or not, wasn't about money. She's not about making, this whole thing is not about making money. She's not making anything with these spreads, right? She didn't pay for them. She doesn't care if they sell. It's all about the image and being able to promote herself as a founder of a company. She's a founder of an Instagram page who got Netflix to buy the spreads from China, and yet she's gonna dance around like she's a CEO entrepreneur, right? But that's the way the scamming goes with this grifter, and that's part what the spell is about. It's Wands work, building up her image, her Kardashian thing that she's trying to do. 20 years too late. But behind it is a lot of anger and frustration and a lot of going nowhere, and just being surrounded by a lot of angry, bitter, paid for trolls Sussex Squad Antifa. Um, and she's, also too nasty and angry, and it comes out in everything, and it even coming out in how she looks, if you ask me. So it's like she doesn't see that, this is what she doesn't see or doesn't perceive. And this is what she's, doing with the spell. And I think that, from what I understand, that if you do some kind of, when you do this kind of witch work, it comes back at you. It gotta be, there's a price to be paid, is all I know. And she's gonna be paying the price for sure. I don't think it's just going to, you know, make her angrier and more bitter and more trapped and going nowhere. So that's what I'm seeing here. So yeah, it's just doing another one of her full moon spells. That's basically, um, it may help her get some good pictures or whatnot. She may come out looking not as horrific as usual, but she's been looking pretty rough these days. But I think that for what she's got to work with, she'll pull it together rather decently um, for her trip there, and yeah, but be as destructive and disastrous as ever. Like TRG points out, the Anne Boleyn thing. You've got to. It's like Meghan Markle's pulling from all of these dead women, whether it's Princess Diana or Anne Boleyn or what's the other one with her outfit when she was on Oprah with Wallace, right? Wallace Simpson, not Wallace Simpson. Was that her name? I'm forgetting. It's late. Yes, Wallace Simpson. I just double checked. I'm thinking of The Simpsons, and I'm like, wait a minute, it can't be The Simpsons. And yeah, it can be. So there you have it. I mean, there's another connection there because I do get two women here, So I'm thinking, um, whether this magic spell, she may be binding this angry woman, this Queen of Swords reversed. So maybe this woman could possibly be who she's drawing into the spell to draw from. So it's either Wallace Simpson, it's not Princess Diana for sure. So maybe Anne Boleyn could be. So my guess would be either Anne Boleyn or Wallace Simpson. So I'll have to wait and see how she dresses to know for sure. But I'm seeing this, this connection with her and this other woman here mirroring each other. Hmm. Yeah. Trying to get out of her situation, her stagnation. Yeah. So there you have it. That is what I see for one last real quick. What's the full moon in general for everyone? It was a full moon at Capricorn. The sun is in Cancer. As you know, it just recently had Prince William's birthday, and Tommy Robinson's birthday was on June 29th. So that's going to be a big year for him with a full moon falling on his birthday because it's on his solar return, which is very interesting. And it fell like exactly, I believe, on his sun or moon, one or the other. So, anyways, big year for Tommy Robinson. But aside from that, let's see what this full moon in general is. Very powerful full moon with cardinal signs, with the solstice axis there, Cancer, Capricorn. It's a very big deal. We have it every year, but still, this one seems to be pretty powerful. So let's see, what's this full moon going to mean for everyone in general? What's the full moon going to? How's the effect going to be for everyone? All right, here we go. So in general, Knight of Pentacles reversed. So aggression. I'm going to see, of course, the usual violence erupting, either real or on social media, perhaps, but it's going to be um, either financial or just physical attacks here. It's a very angry full moon, and one that can be also just destructive. Full reversed. So making poor choices, major arcana, like around the world, globalist, poor globalist choices, and that are, new, but also harmful. Four of Wands reversed. Being it, no celebration of some sort, no stability, a lack of stability as a result. Maybe something closing down, things closing down, something organized no longer working, which would be a good thing if we're talking about globalists, collapsing them. No distance, okay, work. So working hard, working towards something, and long term, world reversed. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so so I think that I'm getting coins, wands. So pertaining mostly with got two coins out of this. So pertaining to financial matters, food, practical matters, that is going to be affected mostly by this full moon, and it may be issues, global issues. I do get two major arcanas. I've got the World and the Fool. So I'm getting uh, economy in general, and trade and imports, exports, having more, continuing having struggles and fights over that, and a lack of stability continuing with that. So I do think that, I am hearing that there's going to be a famine by next year, as the problems with all of the, Homes Canal and all of that. So this could be something coming up with that is erupts now. So anyways, there you have it. So I hope you found this interesting. If so, please like and subscribe. And until next time, take care. Bye bye.